What is your American dream?
My American dream is for Trump to be out of office and for we build bridges, not walls.
My American dream is to own my own business and just thrive and be wealthy.
My American dream is the NFL.
My American dream is to get a brand new president.
My American dream is that we collectively recognize each other as human beings and that we don't pass judgments based upon color, but we pass judgment based upon accomplishments.
My American dream is to be lucrative in my business, and then also I want to be able to give to different ministries, different causes, people who are in need to help them come out. If I manage to do that, I live my life.
I want to be the best soccer player in the world.
My American dream is to become a game designer because I'm really good with computers.
My American dream. Well, there's a lot going on right now, especially with the kids who are being separated from their families. So, I mean, the ultimate American dream for me would be to get all these families back together. It's really important. I mean, I couldn't imagine just being so young and separated from my family.
My American dream, I want to be a baseball player.
My American dream is just, I want to live in a world where we can all collectively live as a community and together and be able to thrive and impoverish without racism and hatred and, just a non-judgmental world that we can all live in.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh, hello everybody! How are you today? Happy Thursday! Groundhog Sam here! Yep, you probably thought I was trying to be an electric razor, or maybe I was trying to be a bee, because I was buzzing. But you know why I was buzzing? Because yesterday on the show, Brad told everybody that he used to be called Buzz.
I never even knew my name was Brad. Go to school, the teacher would call me Buzz.
Wow.
My friends call me Buzz. Buzz Bernstein.
I just thought that was a very super interesting fact about young Brad. I also think it's hilarious, and everyone started calling him Uncle Buzz. Let's go see if we can find Buzz. Come with me. Okay, guys, look, I found a Buzz. It's Uncle Buzz. I swear to goodness, I'm just going to call him Buzz Bernstein from now on. It's my favorite nickname for him in the world. Buzz Bernstein. It has a great ring to it. Forget Brad. Buzz. Buzz, Buzz, Buzz. Watch this. Hey, Buzz! This is hilarious. Let's keep following him. Look, now he's at his desk. Look at him, watch this. Hey, Buzz! This is so much fun. Man, he's really busy. He's on the run. Where's he going now? Come with me. Come on. Hey, Buzz! Oh my God, that was hilarious. Okay, so Brad kind of didn't like that at the end with the whole hey, Buzz thing too much, but you know what? I enjoy entertaining myself, and that was very entertaining. Okay, back to work. Did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Brad told everyone his name was Buzz when he was a kid. And then Yonathan went out on the street, and he tested another unsuspecting couple in a game of Bradified marriage to see if they could pass a Stokes interview marriage test. This couple did pretty well, and they were really fun, and they were from Toronto, Canada. And now is the time you have all been waiting for. It is time for Buzz Show Live. Okay, that was a joke. It is time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy! Ha 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 ha.
There we are. Welcome, everybody. That was a very long 3, 2, 1. When we start the show, my name is Brad Bernstein, by the way, and today is Thursday, July 18th. Just in case somebody thinks they're watching a rerun, they are not. Unless you're watching tomorrow, which would be July 19th, then yes, you are watching a rerun. But if today is July 18th, you are watching us live. And Jill was saying in my ear 3, 2, 1, and I was ready to say hello, but we didn't go on. Like, it was second behind.
Right.
What happened today? Second behind.
It was 3210.
3210.
3210.
By the way, 3210 is the combination of my luggage. I got to change that.
Wow.
You know what? You say
It
that
really is.
pretty often, so
keep
people don't have
sharing.
to be
No,
that loyal of a
that is
viewer
the
to
combination
know.
of my luggage.
Yeah.
3210.
I'm not kidding.
I
I
by the
know
way,
that if you didn't say it.
I know. Now I got to change it now. I'm serious. I'm not even joking.
you're
It's
ever-
3210. If you ever see me in the airport, and you want to steal all my stuff, go 3210 on my luggage.
What do you keep in the luggage?
What?
What do you keep in the luggage?
I got underwear, socks. Maybe people want my underwear, socks. I don't know.
Wait, but somebody has to plan that heist so perfectly. They have to be at baggage claim
Yes.
at the same time that you are.
Exactly.
Know what your bag looks like before you get there.
Right.
Though.
And 3210.
And 3210.
All right, Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Elias, why don't you say hello to everybody?
What's up?
Hello, family.
And we got a big show ahead of us
Yeah, we
today,
do.
a
Yeah.
huge show. So let me say hello quickly to Angela Barrett, Yashika Burden. How are you? Squad up, Christy Consali, Carol Anderson, the Tiger.
Yeah.
She is the Iron Lady of our show. I don't think she has ever missed a show. Do we have other? I think we have a few other Iron Ladies
we
as
may
well.
have a few, yeah.
Like Lisa Bling, Angela Barrett's an Iron Lady.
Yep.
Right? We
Yeah.
gotta figure out who our Iron Ladies are.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
So is that like a step up from top fan?
Yes, it's like beyond. It's like it's like it's like the decathlon where you're just like you're there, like every day.
So you guys are like the Beyoncés
Yes,
of Brad's show.
exactly.
No matter where we turn, you're
Yeah,
always
Ma
there.
Dukes, how are you? Jessica Cleamy Joelle, also an Iron Lady, right? Divine Destiny saying hello to everybody in the Brad Squad. Willie L. Williams, Iron Man. Could be an Iron Man. He watches a lot,
Iron
right?
Man.
He's a trucker watching from wherever he may be.
Is
Lisa
he the one
Bling.
who just called you Buzz?
Who would call me Buzz?
Everybody.
Everybody. Who's calling me Buzz?
Yeah, everybody.
Dionne Watson, how are you? And who else we got? Cece Mitchell, Faith Walk. And Faith Walk, by the way, loves the groundhog. Says it's so much fun. There's a vote for the groundhog.
There's a vote for the
One
groundhog.
vote for the groundhog. All right,
Are you
Marcelo.
trying to take Groundhog out?
No. It's George. George is trying to weasel his way in. Yeah, Lolitha Platt, how are you? And Molly Ed says squad up. Molly Ed.
Molly Ed.
That's a new person, but she's obviously been watching in the closet for a while because she knows to say squad up. All right, and who else we have here on YouTube? Ja Love, how are you? Sandy Montiero says, hello, everybody. D-Bean. D-Bean. Jeanette Guard. DJ Killer Buzz is in the house. And who else we got? Sigun Sumidi.
Whoa, DJ Killer Buzz.
Yeah,
Buzz.
Ooh.
Right.
I didn't
We didn't even get that one.
Wait, are you?
Wait, are you DJ Killer Buzz?
No, because we already featured DJ Killer Buzz.
He could be a fake
our.
person.
Wait,
No, he's not a fake person.
Is he
He's
like
real.
trying to commit violence on you?
No.
DJ Killer Buzz.
He is real. He is real. Scarlet Knight, how are you? And A. Jones.
Hey, Joan.
A. Jones says, happy Thirsty Thursday squad.
Whoa.
And of course, El Presidente.
Right.
One of my favorite names, El Presidente.
El Presidente.
It is the El Presidente. Says, squad up, everybody. And by the way, we have a new Brad Squad member in the Brad Squad Spotlight.
Who is it?
It is Prosper Ikechukwu. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Prosper is from Nigeria.
Hey,
and
my
is
Niger
married,
brother.
there he is, and is married to a very beautiful lady by the name of Nang. He loves reading novels and playing video games. He's a little introverted, okay, a little quiet.
Okay.
Likes to spend a lot of time with his family and friends. But after, one or two, shooting back one or two, he becomes the life of the party.
Of course.
All right, that's what it says here. Now, he loves to try new things as long as they're not too risky. He absolutely, by the way, it doesn't say that. I have no idea even if he drinks or not.
Say, what?
I have no idea even if he drinks or not.
Like,
He's just introverted.
You agreed, so
Yeah, you're agreeing with me. You're supposed to say, Brad, I wrote this. It does not say that.
No,
So
no, Brad. That if we could roll it back, this was my fake news Bernstein for a hot second.
He loves to try new things as long as they're not too risky. But wait a second, didn't we just see him with like one of those like mass. Wait, go back to the other. What is
That's
that?
a hat.
Oh, that's
It's
just
a
a
hat.
hat. Okay, I thought it was like a whole like thing to like.
Like a motorcycle?
Yeah, it looked
mean,
like something like he
helmet?
was doing something risky with that.
Nah, it's
No.
not risky at all.
Okay.
He's
He's
walking
wearing a hat.
downstairs.
He's just walking downstairs.
Pretty
the
risky
riskiest.
though.
But I want you to, they're very steep stairs and they don't have a hand railing. Look, there's no hand railing.
He's walking down the
taking some
stairs
risks.
instead of the escalator,
He's
so I
taking
guess
some
that's
risks.
risk.
Yes. He
And also
absolutely,
healthy lifestyle.
he absolutely loves the Brad Show Live family because every day he learns something new. Now he
Awesome.
says he found the Brad Show Live special because it's not every day that you see people take time out of their busy schedule, I'm quoting him, to share useful tips and information on a very sensitive matter like immigration to others for free. Is Prosper in Nigeria or is he in the United States?
As far as I know, he's in Nigeria.
He is in Nigeria.
awesome.
And by the way, let's go back and look through all the pictures. What other pictures? I didn't see all the pictures. There he is. Did we get a picture of his beautiful wife or no?
We did not.
We
He
did
was
not.
not comfortable
He's
sharing
not comfortable.
any pictures of his family.
Okay.
Okay.
So there he is, but a handsome man.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm
Yes.
sure he has a beautiful wife and
Yeah.
beautiful children as well. And there he is, Prosper Ikechukwu. And thank you very much for being part of the Brad Squad. Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias. We have 83 people watching on Facebook at this moment, 77 on YouTube, for a total of 155, if my math is correct.
Wow.
That's
pretty
impressive.
fast.
Can you please tell everybody to share, because that's how usually people end up in the Brad Squad, by having this shared by a friend.
This is very true. This is very true. So you guys heard it. I need everybody on YouTube and Facebook first, before we talk about sharing. I need you all to please join the Brad Squad group, and it's on Facebook. So all you have to do is put Brad Squad. How do you search it?
Brad Show Live.
Brad Show Live, Brad
Squad.
Squad on Facebook. And if you don't do that, we could at least put the post, the little link right in the comment section, and we're doing it right now. So click on that. Anybody who has not joined the actual Brad Squad group, I need you guys to do that now. And what you get are so many incentives that other people, the regular Brad Squad, does not get. All right, this is like the VIP, and it's very easy to get VIP. All you have to do is click join, and we will accept it right here. And what you get is you get the first 5 social media questions that you guys ask. We will pick them and ask those questions first. So you guys know we've been getting a huge amount of social media questions, and we have not been able to get to all of them, but you will guarantee first 5 if you join the Brad Squad. And also we will be putting up different content that you guys won't ever see on any of the other pages. So make sure you join right now and become VIP. Now for Facebook, I need you guys to share. We're at 94, so it's gone up since Brad has said it. But I need you guys to share right now. And how you share is click on that little arrow. If you don't know how to share, you should know how to. But if you don't, click on the little arrow, share it to anybody's page, share it to someone's DMs. You can share it in the inbox, or make a whole group of people in the inbox. All right? We also want you guys to please interact. Interaction is like the biggest thing, because it also, it creates conversation, basically, all right? Yeah. So like, love, smiley face, wild face, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling in our schmooze, and of course in the stories that we will be covering on calls and through social media questions. I need you guys to please interact. And also, of course, start a watch party. You guys already know how to do that. Just click on that share, a couple options down. You click on start a watch party. That's a great way to get the word out to all of your friends. And Kimmy, what are we gonna do on YouTube?
Well, the first thing that we're going to do is that I'm only going to wear blue, because according to the squad, who is very much leaving all of their comments, I look amazing in blue. So that's the only reason I know that, is because we had some wonderful people interacting with us. So YouTube fam, you need to do the same, because obviously Facebook is stepping their game up. So the first thing we need you guys to do is make sure that you've subscribed to our channel and hit that little bell right beside it to make sure that you get the notification every time we go live, because it's, changing, pretty variable. Also, make sure that you are telling us all your thoughts and feelings, like Belgium Kim looks dope in blue, in the comment section. Whether it's Yo-Yo looks great in hunter green, or Brad's pocket square is a particularly phenomenal pocket square, or oh my God, look at that knowledge. We want to hear it all in the comments. Don't make Let me give you more inspiration for what to write, fam. I know you guys are funny and hilarious and creative. Let's hear all your thoughts. And also make sure that if you haven't done so, share that link to all of your friends and family. Hit copy link, paste it into all of your friends' DMs, text messages, tweets, as an Instagram bio for all that you can do for us. Thank you so much, family. And now is the time you've all been waiting for. It's the time we're going to start schmoozing with Brad.
All right, Belgium Kim, I have only the top 71 stories of the day in my hand.
Not the top 71.
The top 71.
Yep.
I can fan myself with these if I choose to.
You can.
Goodness.
But instead, we're going to go through them very quickly.
Okay.
All
All right, we'll see how fast we can do. Call Guinness Book of World Records.
Call it.
Okay, because we said we could answer 25 questions in 6 minutes. I'm going to go
25?
through 71 news stories.
Oh my God.
No, I'm only kidding. I'm not going to. All right. This is actually scary. Trump said that they shot down an Iranian drone
Yeah.
that was
Wow.
headed to a Navy ship this afternoon. What's scary is not that anybody died, but basically they're playing chicken, the United States and Iran. Okay, the United States went over Iran with a drone. Iran shot it down. Now Iran goes back at a U.S. ship. The U.S. shoots it down. It's a game of chicken.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're talking about the potential loss of a lot of lives if somebody miscalculates here. And that is what is very scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last week, Iran's Revolutionary Guard forced a foreign oil tanker into an Iranian port and accused the 12 crew members of smuggling oil. Trump told reporters in the White House that the USS Boxer, an assault ship, took defensive action against an Iranian drone that had closed into near distance and ignored multiple calls to stand down. I'm just very concerned. This could have been pushed off another 6-7 years. We had an agreement. We could have seen what would have happened over 6-7 years, but this little pumpkin
Right.
had to start basically.
Right.
You know, it's like you're going to the schoolyard, okay, and the teacher says, "Okay, I'm going to separate the two of you."
Yeah.
Okay, you go, and then all of a sudden, when the teacher doesn't look, you know, one of the kid bullies, you know, little Don Jr.
Right.
goes over and starts like poking the guy in the eye, throws a paper airplane at him when they're not looking. And eventually there's going to be a retaliation,
Yep.
and then it's going to escalate. That's what's going to happen
Jeez.
here. It's like two little children. Meanwhile, we thought we had a 9/11 funded for all of the first responders
Right.
who are sick and ill, and we thought it was all a done deal after Jon Stewart appeared at a House committee meeting and basically made everybody feel like crap
Right.
for denying benefits to people who came and went into a burning building
Right.
Yeah.
to save people, or who went and cleaned up a toxic dump
Yep.
without ever being told by anyone in the government that, hey, this is dangerous work. And Jon Stewart said to the U.S. Congress, which was actually really on point, he said, Al-Qaeda didn't attack Tribeca, New York. Al-Qaeda attacked America, yet we're treating it as if they attacked Tribeca because it's only the New York congressmen and the New York senators who are voting to fund this.
Right.
And then he brought one of the first responders who ultimately died, and had a very sad statement to say. A lot of people are dying of cancer,
Right.
and people are going to get this money posthumously.
Yeah.
After they're dead, they don't need it.
Right.
Right.
Okay, and this man has who went, I forgot his name. He died about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he did.
Jeez.
Now we thought we had a bill,
Yeah.
and Rand Paul, who's such a lovely guy.
What a weasel.
Okay, this guy, he's so lovely. About a year and a half ago, his neighbor hated him so much. His neighbor assaulted him and put him in this hospital.
Forgot about
That's
that.
how horrible a human being he is. Okay, that you're a U.S. senator. Okay, and all right, and you should be well respected.
Right.
That your neighbor hates you so much that he walks into your yard and beats the crap out of you
Over some dumb yard
over
stuff,
dumb
right?
yard stuff like a tree or something,
Yeah,
right?
right.
All right, that's what a jerk this guy is.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, so now what does he do? He holds up one person, one senator, because of the way the rules of the Senate are done. He held up $10.5 billion in compensation to first responders who are sick with cancer or who will potentially be sick with cancer because he says he wants to know how this is going to be balanced in the budget. $10.5 billion is nothing to the U.S. government. And this is after he voted very positively for $1 trillion and maybe multiple trillions of dollar tax cut for fat cats and corporations to line their pockets, but we can't give $10 billion to first responders.
That's crazy.
So Stewart, Jon Stewart, the comedian, he's like the spokesperson for the 9/11 Victims Fund. He fired back saying, "Pardon me if I'm not impressed in any way by Rand Paul's fiscal responsibility virtue signaling," noting that Paul supported President Donald Trump's tax cut that added hundreds of billions of dollars to our deficit. Okay, but they can't find $10 billion. We have something? Let's see.
We have to stand up for the people who have always stood up for us. And what Rand Paul did today on the Senate was outrageous.
All right. Well, eventually it's going to pass.
Right.
It will eventually pass, and everybody who is deserving will get it. They should get it today.
They should.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to have a discussion anymore, but it's going to be weeks and weeks and months before it happens because of this guy who's so well liked that his neighbor came and beat the crap out of him.
Right.
Listen, some of these people don't even have weeks and weeks and months.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I don't really know what happened here, but in Kyoto, Japan, which is the former, the traditional capital of Japan, before, when they had emperors and they had these beautiful palaces and I don't know what they call dojos and Buddhist temples and a major animation studio went up in flames by an arsonist who purposely set fire to the building to kill as many people as he could. According to local media, a man reportedly burst into the Kyoto Animation Building and shouted, "Die," at the top of his lungs as he poured out a flammable liquid. At the time, there were reportedly about 70 people in the building. 33 have died.
Wow.
The president of Kyoto Animation told NHK that the studio had received threatening emails. They were addressed to our office and sales department, and they told us to die. So they were on notice.
So they knew.
It's not clear why this person wanted to do this. It's also known in the animation industry for a generous system of worker pay. All of those workers were generously paid, according to news articles. I don't know this for a fact. The studio is also known for paying its animators a regular salary, breaking with the industry standard of paying per frame, which is seen as putting extreme pressure on the staff. And that is just very, very sick.
That's sad.
Yesterday, Donald Trump went to a rally and presided over a rally where he encouraged everybody at that rally to chant, "Send her back." Send her back was in regards to Representative Ilhan Omar, who's a Democrat from Minnesota. She was a Somali refugee, and she is one of the quote-unquote squad that are the progressive liberals, more on the more liberal socialist side. And he told reporters later, after he was lambasted by both Republicans and Democrats, of starting what is really a racist chant that has no business in America. He said, "I wasn't happy with it. I disagree with it. But again, I didn't tell them to say it." Let's watch.
Look at that.
Right. Now he claims he shut it down right away. I don't see that shutting it down.
That was 9 seconds. There's another 6 seconds we're not allowed to show.
Now she tweeted back, "I am where I belong at the people's house, and you're just going to have to deal with it."
Good for her.
Good for her.
Now I'm going to tell you something. Okay, I'll be the first to tell you I don't agree with everything, all her policies.
Right.
Okay, but there's a way to deal with that.
Yeah.
You have a discussion. You say, "I disagree with this. I disagree with this. I agree with you on this. I agree with many things she says. Disagree with other things." But you have a civil discussion, and it's called politics. And the best ideas will win.
Absolutely.
That's how America is supposed to work, unfortunately. And Omar has responded to the crowd using a stanza from Maya Angelou's Still I Rise.
Yeah.
And she said, "You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I will rise."
Yep, I know that.
All
poem.
right, you know that one, right?
I do,
Oh, yeah.
by Maya Angelou.
All right. So the FBI has closed out their investigation on Donald Trump,
Right.
on the hush money that he told Michael Cohen to pay to
Right.
Stormy Daniels for having sex with what Stormy Daniels described was a toad, right?
Right.
But unfortunately, the only one who went to jail is Michael Cohen, who was following Donald Trump's orders.
Right.
Maybe the fix was in a little bit. I don't
Right,
know.
of course.
Judge rejected bail for sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. I say great, let him rot there.
Absolutely.
He's disgusting.
Absolutely.
In Old San Juan, you see I'm going through this fast,
Oh,
right?
so
Good.
fast.
Yes, in Old San Juan, there's a war zone. How is there a war zone in Old San Juan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going? I don't know.
Crazy
I
protests.
love San Juan.
And I
Crazy
was just
protests.
there
I love
for my
San Juan.
birthday. I
It's
was just
great,
there in
and they were
April.
just recovering. What's going on there? Some of Puerto Rico's biggest stars rallied a crowd of many thousands in San Juan on Wednesday, calling on the island's governor, Ricardo Rossello, to resign. It was the 5th day of protests. I'm just finding out about this. Following a leak of hundreds of pages of misogynist and homophobic text between the governor and his main advisors. In these private messages published on Saturday by Puerto Rico's Center for Investigative Journalism, the governor's inner circle used misogynistic language to talk about women. They used homophobic language to talk about journalists and Ricky Martin. They engaged in fat shaming. They talk about manipulating the media and public opinion polls. And they make jokes about shooting the mayor of San Juan.
Oh my God.
But you know, he should resign. But what's amazing, what I find amazing in America is if you are liberal and a Democrat, ultimately you're going to resign. But if you are a Republican and you're Donald, because Donald Trump did the same stuff,
Right.
he gets a pass.
Yeah.
Why do
That is
Republicans? Why do Republicans get a pass and Democrats don't? They should both all resign.
Right.
But why is Republicans getting a pass and Democrats are not?
Because I think that one party makes its business to be the party of kind of the moral compass a little bit, which is a little bit more Democrats than Republicans, and I think Democrats have to live by their words far more than Republicans do.
Yeah, I don't know. My best guess is that Republicans, I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
My best guess is that probably many people say, I don't like what Donald Trump is saying, but you know, from their perspective, they like the direction of the country,
Right.
so they will keep quiet.
Right.
And they know that he's such a nasty guy, you know, a Republican politician,
Right.
that if they say anything bad about him, he's going to go on a tweet storm,
Right.
and then he'll lose the next election.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I don't know. It's my guess. Meanwhile, Belgium Kim, you know about this restaurant rivalry down in Florida? Owners of a Miami Beach-based eatery called Bacon Bitch.
Yes.
You know about that place?
I do. I've been there.
Yes, they have had so much success calling their diners the bitch word by their servers, they're offering franchise opportunities. A California-based company apparently agrees and opened this past weekend as Breakfast Bitch, but it's not Bacon Bitch. So Bacon Bitch is now suing Breakfast Bitch,
And they
charging the later company violated laws prohibiting trademark infringement. Both restaurants specialize in playfully greeting their customers with the bitch, as in, "What's up, bitch?" or "Thanks for your order, bitch." I mean, this really happens there?
That's exactly what happened.
Are
They
you
handed
kidding
me my
me?
drink and said, "Thanks, bitch." I swear to God.
You know,
It
it's
said
like,
a bitch gotta eat.
I mean, that's the most ridiculous restaurant ever. All right, this
And now
restaurant,
it's
it's a
copied.
fad. It's a fad. It'll be out of business.
No, I don't think so.
You-
Because it's just like that super I forget what restaurant it is. I know they have one down in San Diego. They are absolutely rude to you. They literally throw napkins at you and
Really?
say, "What do you want to eat?" Like,
Right.
just
Yeah.
I
Now-
forget what it's called. But like,
Right.
it's super disrespectful, and it's like people travel all over the world for it.
And to be clear, I've been here and the vibe is delightful.
Really?
Like, it's a very informal, and it's not like a mean vibe. It's like, hey, bitch. Like,
Now, both restaurants feature gourmet sandwiches and separate their menu sections with the headers "Main Bitch," "Side Bitch," "Extra Bitch." The Breakfast Bitch restaurant gives a bacon sandwich with mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato on a 3-decker sandwich. The breakfast bitch says they have a bacon sandwich with lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise in a 3-decker, but they have sesame seeds on top.
And that's the difference.
And that's the difference. All right.
I
It's like you call themselves McDonald's. I call it, what movie was that? You call it McDougal's, right?
Oh, that's
Coming to America. Coming to America.
So it's called Dick's. The restaurant is called Dick's.
Yeah.
And it has 5 stars, and they are nothing but disrespectful to you.
And they're just dicks.
They're dicks.
We should have saved this all for Wednesday.
Now, to be clear, Bacon Bitch also have 5 stars,
See?
4.3 stars.
What about Breakfast Bitch?
Breakfast Bitch just opened, so they have
we
like 4
no
reviews.
stars.
They have like
No
4
stars.
reviews. But it is so clear that Breakfast Bitch stole this idea, and in an early iteration of their website, they even said we were based off of a hip Miami restaurant.
Now, what would happen if somebody decides to do the Buzz Show and their co-hosts are Yaya and French Kim? Would they be stealing our idea?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there could be a Yaya and a French Kim.
Are you kidding? First of all, Yo-Yo could take Yaya all day long, and French Kim can meet me out the back.
That's
We
right.
got this.
All right. So why don't we tell everybody, don't share the French Kim, don't share the Yaya, don't share the Buzz Show. We want to share the Brad Show live. I'm going to be taking your immigration questions in about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias. Why don't you tell everybody what to do?
Okay, family, on Facebook and on YouTube, the first thing that absolutely everybody needs to do right this second is join the Brad Squad. You're all members of the Brad Squad because you're watching. Make it official. Put a ring on it by joining the Brad Squad group. The way that you do that is you just search Brad Show Live Brad Squad right in Facebook, and we're going to drop the link in the comments right this second. Follow it. Yonathan and I are standing by ready to accept your join request. And of course, if you haven't done so, why aren't you following Brad Show Live? Just the page? Like, you need to be following that. What is wrong with you? Make sure to hit that little bell, because we always go live at different times every day that are sometime around 5:30 to 6 o'clock.
Yes.
But know for sure, you don't want to be on pins and needles for half an hour. Just have your notification set with that little bell. And then the next thing you do, family, you have to share it right now to all of your friends and family. Slide in those DMs, write as a private message. You love hearing that little Facebook ding on your phone. Give that gift to someone else with the link. And also, of course, start a watch party. We've already told you how to do that 1,000,000 times, but if you forgot, hit share, start a watch party, and it's done. All your friends just got a notification of what you're watching and how you're watching it. And on YouTube, what do we do, Yo-Yo?
On YouTube, first, I need everybody to subscribe. Click on that red rectangle button that says subscribe, and also click on the bell for notifications, because we will be going pop-up.
Oh, that's right.
We will
That's
be
another
popping
good
up
reason to hit
tomorrow.
that
We
bell.
will.
We don't know what time yet.
Well, I can tell you it's sometime in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time.
I like that. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for not giving them the actual time.
Because we haven't decided
we
yet.
don't even know.
That's right.
That's why.
So you guys, you have to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can find out what time we'll come on. It actually will be fun, you know what I mean? Coming on, you might be at work, you might be on your way to the house. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're all going to be together, and it's going to be, a random time. That's fun. All right, and now I want everybody to please interact as well. Interact on the comments. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know all your social media questions. But most importantly, I need you guys to share. Share, share, share. Just because you're on YouTube does not mean you cannot share. So all you have to do is copy the link, send it to your social media platforms. But most importantly, let's send it in a WhatsApp group. Create a group of friends and family of anybody that you think might benefit or just get entertained from this show. All right, now, before we go into our next segment, I need everybody to press that thumbs up. We need that right now.
On it,
Look,
Yo-Yo.
Kim is doing
On
that
it.
right now.
On
That's
it.
on
I already did it.
YouTube.
That's on
On
YouTube.
YouTube.
I'm talking about YouTube. I
You
need
can
y'all
do
to
it on
press
Facebook
that.
too.
But I need y'all to press the thumbs up. Everybody watching on YouTube
Oh,
right
you
now.
can do it on Facebook too. You can just give us a thumbs up, right?
You can, absolutely. And now it's what you guys have all been waiting for, is when you guys call in and Brad answers your questions with getting answers to your immigration questions.
By the way, I'm sorry, I'm going to steal one of our comments
don't
of the
do
day.
it. I'm sending it to her right now.
Don't do it yet.
Don't do
It's
it.
so funny.
It's so good.
All right, I
Thank
won't.
you.
All right, I won't. Let's go.
But
That
Darian,
just made
stay
me
tuned.
laugh. It made me laugh. All right, let's go to Nidus in Westchester, New York. Nidus.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Brad. Oh, this time you got my name correct this time. That's good. Thank you very much.
Why? I got it wrong last time?
The last time you got it wrong
sorry
was the
about
wrong.
that. Okay.
All right, so I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
I got 3 questions.
Yes.
The last time I spoke to you, you said to me, become a citizen fast and don't get arrested. However, I did that. I filed in February. I got an interview, a past interview. My question is, after the interview, how long is the oath ceremony?
It should come, in normal times. It should be within 30 days. But we're not in normal times anymore. So it should come within about 90 days or so.
All right. So thank you very much. That's the first question.
Right.
How long it will take to file for my daughter, which is in St. Lucia?
Where is she now? In St. Lucia. I'm
She's
sorry.
in St. Lucia.
I meant to ask you, how old is she?
She turned 19 this year.
Okay. File the visa petition for her now. Get it in. As soon as you become a citizen, you upgrade it, and it should take about a year and change. She'll be here before she's 21 for sure.
And for my mom also? Because I also want to file for my mom too.
Same. Yeah, you're going to file 2 separate I-130s. The reason I say do it now, especially for your daughter, is just on the off chance that your citizenship is delayed or whatever it is. A, the visa petition is in for your daughter, and B, the day you become a citizen, her age is locked under 21, provided you already have the I-130. So even if she turns 22 or 23 before she gets here, her age is locked under 21, so she won't be on any waiting list.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, Brad.
All right. Where in St. Louis are you from?
I'm from Castries.
Oh, I was just there. I was there like 4 months ago. I was at
How was it?
Beautiful. I was at Jade Mountain. Gorgeous.
That's the stuff. Thank you very much.
And I went in. They have the volcano. I went into the mud with the volcanoes.
Oh, you went for that black water, huh?
Yeah. Came back filthy, but they told me I was supposed to feel really good. I mean, I came out dirty. I think I felt better, but I don't know. But it was fun.
Did you drink some? Yeah, you have to drink some.
No, I didn't drink. I went and bathed in it, but I didn't drink it, man.
You had to drink a little bit of it, It's good for your body.
It's a little smelly. I don't know if I can drink it, but...
You could drink it.
Yeah, all right.
I've drank it before, so it was good for me.
All right, enjoy. All right, good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay. All right, let's go to Tamika in Queens. Tamika.
Very cool. I don't
Tamika.
love you, but it's not as
Tamika.
loud as I thought it would be.
Watch the car show.
All right, Tamika, someone has to speak to Tamika and tell her to listen to the phone and not whatever she's listening to. Let's go to John in West Palm. John. All right, someone also has to talk to John about that as well. Let's go to Abby in Kent, Ohio. Abby. Kent, Ohio.
Hello?
Hi, Abby. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. So I found your channel on YouTube yesterday, but I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
So I'm an F1 student, and I'm in the aviation industry. Basically, I'm a pilot.
Oh, great.
And basically, last month, I got charged with underage drinking and criminal trespassing on the same day. But I was looking in the future to get my green card. Is that going to affect me?
Not being charged, it wouldn't affect you, but it depends on what you're found guilty of. Underage
So
drinking.
basically, they checked my record and they said like everything was clean and all, that I'm good. That if they gave me like a 3 months, I had to pay fines. Then they gave me like a 3 months grace period. They said if I do nothing wrong or anything bad, that basically is just going to get dismissed and eventually get expunged.
So as long as you didn't plead guilty to anything, and it ultimately will be dismissed, then you don't have a criminal record. You were having an arrest, and the case was dismissed, and that will be fine.
Okay, so now I was thinking of going back home for like vacation or something. If I want to come back into the country, is that going to affect me?
They may stop you and ask you questions at the airport. I can't prevent that. You should walk with your dispositions and show the case was dismissed. Now, I don't know. I'm basing this on what you are telling me without the benefit of looking at anything. Okay? It sounds to me that you have something similar to what happens in New York, which is called adjourned in contemplation of dismissal. I don't know what they call it in Ohio.
Yeah,
where they say we're going to adjourn it for a few months, and if you stay out of trouble, we'll dismiss everything. And then
yes, that's basically what they told me.
Okay, so then you have your case is dismissed based on what you're telling me. You should travel travel with dispositions now, and then travel in October with the full dismissal in October. and you'll be fine.
Okay.
They may question you at the airport, so be prepared for that, but you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. And would this ever affect my chances of getting a green card or citizenship in the future?
Well, you always have, it won't prevent you from getting a green card. You have to prove you're a person of good moral character. Now, obviously, you made a mistake. You're allowed to make a mistake. Nobody's perfect. It would be a big difference if you get arrested 7 different times for drinking underage versus 1 time. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about it. Okay.
Thank you
by
so
the
much.
way, we were all under 21 at one point, so I feel you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you so
take
much.
care. All right. Let's go to Tamika in Queens. Tamika.
Hi, Brad.
How
Hello.
are you? How you doing?
I'm good. I just got the I-360 approved and my work authorization approved, and they're mailing me the card. But when I went to the interview, you told me that they're gonna put my case for my first I-485 on pending. That was from 2016. So how can I contact them to let them know that I have that pending? What should I do?
Well, hopefully it's still pending. Okay.
I went online and it's saying that I should contact.
Okay, so you got to write them. You got to write them with the approval of the I-360 and say, please schedule me for an interview. That's what ultimately has to happen.
I was told that because of the VAWA case, there's no way I have to do a new one, a new I-485.
If you have a pending adjustment, you can't have 2 separate pending adjustments. Okay, it's impossible.
When I went to the interview, the interviewer told me that he's going to put it on so that I can save money.
Exactly. So that you can't. You can't have a pending adjustment and then file another adjustment. You can't have 2 adjustments going. So if you have a pending adjustment right now, you have to contact immigration. Hopefully, you have a good lawyer who'll do that, or you can contact me, one or the other. Okay.
So if I come into contact with you, you'll just write a letter and contact them, and then I'll automatically just get the card.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't happen like that. I wish it did. I wish I had that power. Just write a letter, and here, boom, you get a green card. We may have to go down and speak to somebody. We may have to make an InfoPass appointment. We may have to escalate it up. Just because Brad Bernstein writes a letter doesn't mean immigration just let me find Tamika's file from 2016. I mean, we'll have to work to get it done because we're talking about a big bureaucracy. But eventually you'll get an interview, and eventually we'll go with you on the interview, and I'm sure everything will go great, and you'll get a green card.
All right, definitely. So you going to be at the office this Saturday?
I am on Saturday here, yes. Hold on one second.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, let's go to John in West Palm. John.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Yes. What's going on?
Hey, I have a question. So I was arrested twice before I got my green card, and I disclosed both the arrests, obviously, to the immigration officer when I went for my green card. This is a green card through marriage. And now I'm actually getting ready to file for my citizenship, and I've been clean ever since. Obviously the green card was obtained after disclosing.
What were the arrests for?
There were 2 arrests. Both were dismissed. Both the cases were dismissed outright. One is expunged. The first one was for DUI, but the case was dismissed. The BAC was below .08. This happened in 2011.
Right.
And then the other one was basically shoplifting for $30.
You're fine.
But the case was dismissed because I had no intention to steal. I mean, I was still in the premises. I just opened up a package and stuff like that. And,
you're like, you're walking down the aisle like, oh, those cookies look good. Let me... But it happened. All right.
Oh,
so,
no,
it doesn't really matter. I'm making a joke. But the point is that you disclosed it. They're 2 minor offenses. They were both dismissed. You can file your citizenship. You need 3 years good moral character, being married to a U.S. citizen. These arrests happened more than 3 years ago, obviously, and you'll be fine. You have to. When you do your citizenship, one of the questions is, have you been arrested? You say yes, and here's the dispositions. You got to go through all that rigmarole again, but you'll be fine. You'll become a citizen.
They can't deny citizenship, or can they?
Nope. Not legally.
They can't say good moral character. Nope. I mean, you lack good moral character, or
Nope.
Going.
Nope.
They can't go beyond 3 years.
They can't go beyond 3 years unless you have another arrest.
And that's the law, right?
That's the law.
Okay, so I should be fine. I mean, I just showed them the disposition
not should
again.
Be fine. You will be fine.
What was that? Sorry.
You will be fine. Not should be fine. You will be fine.
and they have to grant citizenship. I mean, they can't just, it's not at their discretion, is it?
Correct. Well, they always have discretion to deny you, but if they denied you, it would be denied against every law imaginable under the Immigration and Nationality Act, and you'd appeal and you'd win. So you can never, say they can't deny. They can do whatever the hell they want, but eventually the law will prevail and you'll become a citizen. What I'm saying to you is that if they follow the law, which they should, you will become a citizen. And what I'm saying is, don't worry, you will become a citizen. All right?
Okay, and then obviously if I hire you and you guys come with me to the interview and the immigration officer is asking questions related to the arrest, that's when the attorney interjects and can be like, hey, the cases were dismissed, and basically just slap the immigration officer on the hand and remind them of his laws, correct?
We don't slap people on hands, but what we do...
I mean,
I understand what you're saying. You have to, on a citizenship interview, you have to testify to all the facts of what happened. Okay? If the immigration officer then says, I wonder if you have good moral character, that's when your lawyer says, wait a second. It's 3 years. This happened more than 3 years ago. He disclosed it, blah, 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 and the lawyer goes and does what he needs to do or she needs to do.
Okay.
All right? Hold on one second. I've answered it 100 times. Hold on one second. All right, let me get to the next person, but I'm happy to help you. Let's go to Yalisa in New York. Yalisa.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, thank you. I have a question. I brought my husband here on a K-1 visa. We got married. We filed for adjustment of status. We did the EAD also. He got approved on April 2018 for the work permit. But right now, 27 months later, we still don't have a date for interview for the I-485 pending.
Where's he from?
El Salvador.
El Salvador. Well, that's one of the reasons why it's not on Donald Trump's favorite countries list. So what you need to do is not what you need to do. I'll give you your three choices in life. Okay. Choice number one is just wait. Eventually you'll get a hearing. I don't know when, but eventually it'll happen. Choice number two is you can go down to immigration to ask, hey, what's going on? And hopefully they'll tell you, but it's not going to make anything go faster. You can go to your congressman or your senator and you can say, hey, what's going on? And they say, we don't know, we'll contact immigration. And then immigration will write back the congressman on your behalf and they'll tell you what's going on, but it's not going to make anything go faster. Or you can file a mandamus, which is a legal action against the government saying a visa delayed is a visa denied. It's 27 months. My husband is an immediate relative, which means I'm immediately eligible to file for my husband. And he's immediately eligible to get a green card. And because it's now 2 years plus, you haven't given it to him, that is a violation of my rights as a U.S. citizen filing for my spouse. Because immediate is not 2.5 years. And if you watch, Elisa, in about 20 minutes or so please watch, we're going to show a little segment from Abadir Sues the Government. We've done it before, and explain a little more about mandamus. So when you say, well, what is the mandamus? It's basically a litigation against the U.S. government, and you say, hey, they're violating my rights. Judge, force them to give me a hearing. And as soon as they get this lawsuit, the U.S. Attorney's Office doesn't want to fight these things. You'll get a hearing in like a blink of an eye. Okay, so...
Because I also did a service request online, and I got a response.
Okay, so that's one of your options. So I said you have three options. You can do nothing. You can contact immigration by going down or a service request. You can ask congressman or senator to do the same thing. It's all the same thing. Whether you go online, you go down, you ask your congressman. All you're doing is calling immigration saying, hey, what's happening? And then some bureaucrat writes you back, we're working on your case. And it doesn't move your case in any way, shape, or form. Whether you do the service request or not, whether you go down to immigration or not, whether you ask your congressman to find out or not, you're getting the hearing whenever immigration chooses to give you that hearing. The only way to speed it up is a mandamus. So watch, okay?
Because they said like, oh, your priority date visa bulletin is not current. You have to wait. But I'm a U.S. citizen, and like you said about immediate.
Yelisa, do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so the words that are coming out of my mouth are, you are spinning your wheels. Okay. You are being answered by a bureaucrat who knows nothing about your case, has never looked into your case, doesn't have your file, nothing. Immigration is a disaster. Department of Homeland Security is a disaster. So again, repeating myself for a third time, so you fully understand, you have 3 options. Option number 1, do nothing and wait for a hearing whenever that may come. Option number 2 is to do any one of these things that you just talked about. A service request, we lost her, but she can hopefully listen. A service request. Go down to immigration and ask them, hey, what's going on? Ask your congressman and get back some BS letter that we're working on it. Or even worse, a letter that makes no sense regarding your case. Why? Because nobody's looking at your case. The only time you get someone to look at a case is when a federal judge says, hey, look at their case. It's called a mandamus. Let's go to Marisa in Hartford, Connecticut. Marisa.
Hi, good day.
How are you?
I'm right. I have 2 questions. First question is, can someone safely travel on an advance parole to and from a country, I guess?
Sure, why not?
Excuse me?
I said sure, why not?
I mean, because I'm seeing everything, and one of my friends are saying that it's dangerous to travel on an advance parole. How long can you stay out of the country safely?
Let me ask you a question, Marissa. What have you seen anywhere in the news or anywhere on the internet from a reputable source that it is not safe to travel on advance parole? Tell me what you've seen. Because it's not out there.
They say it's safe.
It is safe. Okay, what you are seeing is your imagination, because you're hearing Donald Trump, for example, at a rally yelling for the congressman from Minnesota to go back where she came from.
Yeah,
or you're seeing William Barr saying, we're going to stop people at the border. But advance parole is advance parole. The Immigration Nationality Act is the Immigration Nationality Act. And if you have an advance parole, and all else being equal, meaning you have a pending case and you don't have a criminal record and you're not carrying drugs in your body or anything, then they're going to let you back in the country. Because there's nothing anywhere other than your own fear in your head or somebody else's fear putting it in your head that you can't travel on advance parole. Okay? So travel. Okay, now, to answer your second question, because I heard a second question. I got the second. Stop. I got the second question. How long can you stay out? I wouldn't stay out for more than 2 or 3 weeks.
No. That was my first question.
Oh, God, that was still part of the first. Okay, so I answered part 1 and part 2 of the first question. Now, second question.
Right. Okay, thank you. I have a friend. She. All right. So if someone filed under the VAWA Act and got their 131, and
that's the advance parole.
Yes. And the 130.
There is no the I-130. The I-130 would be followed by
I-130. The I-131.
No. If you're filing a VAWA, it's an I-360, an I-485, which is your adjustment. The I-360 is the VAWA. The I-765 is the work permit. The I-131 is the advance parole. So, which one are we talking about? The I-131, which is the advanced parole.
She got the both. She got the work permit and the advanced parole.
She got the combo card.
Yes.
Great.
But they asked her for a RFE, and well, her husband, he is a citizen, but she's sort of hiding from him. I don't want to call him or anything, but she's sort of hiding from him. But they're asking her.
Stop. Okay. Now, you're about to. I apologize. I jumped ahead of you. I was about to say, what is the RFE asking for? Okay, continue. My apologies. I jumped ahead. Go ahead.
All right. The RFE, I think it's
What are they asking in the RFE? You got to speed it up. What are they asking?
They asked her for. Just give me one. Yes. Right. So they asked her for proof of his citizenship.
Okay. So what she has to do, she may not have it. Okay. Immigration.
She doesn't. She doesn't have anything.
Immigration.
She literally ran away without anything, even the clothes on her back.
Fine. Immigration has responsibility to figure it out. So what she has to write back is an affidavit. I don't have anything. I literally ran out of the house with the clothes on my back. This is the information. I know. This is what she's going to write back. This is the information I know about this man. His name is Mark. His name is Sam. His name is Buzz. Whatever his name is. This is his full name. This is his, all the addresses I know he's ever lived at. This is all of the information I have. Maybe I have his social security number. Maybe I have his date of birth. Maybe I know his mother's name. Maybe I know his father's name. Everything you know about the guy and his parents and where he's from and where he was born, you put it in an affidavit. The more the better, and let immigration figure it out.
Okay.
All right?
You hear me? You listening? Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck. Hold on one second if you need help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. That was Mauricia in Hartford. Aha. What are you typing away there, Belgium Kim?
I was typing a message to Yonathan about how we were going to do our social media check-in, Brad.
Production meetings.
But thank you so much for
production
that.
meetings.
Yeah.
I just hear you typing away.
Yeah.
We're working.
And then before that, I was sending something to Jelly Bean, our producer. Thank you, executive producer Jelly Bean, for being on the other end of my Slack message.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
This is the best unscripted produced show in the history of the world.
So good.
That's right. All right, let's go to Chris in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Chris.
Good afternoon, Brad.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
Actually, I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
And also good afternoon to Kim and Yo-Yo.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
Wait. Oh, there they are. Okay.
Okay. Yes. I have a situation here. Okay. I'm married to my lovely U.S. citizen wife. I have already received the work permit, and we have our interview that is in a matter of weeks from now, scheduled for a matter of weeks from now.
Right.
Okay. In 2014, actually, I learned from a girlfriend at the time that I was seeing at the time. I learned that I have a son with her. She told me that in 2014.
Okay.
And the situation is this: I told her that okay, since you had the child in 2010. Why didn't you tell me that we had a child together? I told her that okay, I would like a DNA test,
right?
And just to prove that you know. No, we didn't get to do that.
Okay.
Right.
So what's the problem today, other than you don't know whether you're the father of this child?
Right, but she told me his name, and I put it on the adjustment form. So. Even though right now we haven't proven with the DNA testing as yet to show that it's it's actually my child, but I put it on the adjustment form.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because she told me that she told me that he could actually be my son.
He could be your son. So your question is what? You put this boy's name on your application. You have no idea if you're the father.
Just that application, right?
All right. Well, my advice would have been you don't put him on because you don't know whether he's your child or not. You've never met this child. You've never done a DNA test. Just a woman called you up and said, "I had a child 4 years ago. You're the father." That's the most you know. Okay. So you were never married to her. If you were married to her, then legally you are the father, whether he's your biological son or not. Okay. And the DNA test says otherwise. Okay, but you were never married to this woman. She never did a paternity test. You never acknowledged you're the father. He's not your kid until something like that happens.
Until the DNA is
right. You have a paternity test. You acknowledge he's your son. You haven't even met this kid. All right. So when you go on the interview, when you go and they say, "Who is this kid?" You're like, "Well, you have to tell the story." You know what? This woman called me up. She says it's my kid. I've never met them. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. You just tell the truth.
Okay.
There's no reason to have included him, but. It's fine.
Okay, so it should be because I plan to tell the immigration officer.
Yeah, if they ask,
the story, let them know.
Yeah, but you don't have to go. You don't have to go into whole detail. Just very quickly. All right.
Okay, so everything should be fine though.
You'll be fine. You're allowed to have a child out of wedlock. You're also allowed to have a child out of wedlock and not even know if it's your kid, which is basically what happens.
Okay, and actually it was before I even met my wife.
Right. Okay, fine. So it's not a problem.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for your help.
All right, you're very welcome. Yeah, that was actually being ultra cautious.
Yeah.
I think
Say that again?
I said you were being ultra cautious.
Okay.
And sometimes when you're ultra cautious, it actually backfires a little bit. Not that anything's going to backfire in that particular case. I'm just talking off the top of my head. All right, Chris. Good luck. Let's go to Elias in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi. So one of my friends is 16 years old, and he got caught shoplifting. And so he told me that the people that caught him brought him back like in the office. They were two undercover cops, and they told him that his dad got a cop pick him up, and
wait, why are you whispering?
somebody's gonna call him.
Are you whispering? Are you like stealing a call from somewhere? You sound very low. This is what I heard so far because you're whispering. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or it's just a bad connection. What I've heard so far is that you have a friend who's a 60-year-old woman who got caught shoplifting. That's the best I've heard so far.
No, 16.
16. Okay. So you have a friend.
Yeah.
16 years old, shoplifting. What was she caught shoplifting? Where was this? Was this in Virginia?
Yes, in the mall.
And all right, was it like a $20 item or was it like 5 Chanel pocketbooks? What are we talking about here?
It was like a couple of clothes he had.
Okay. All right. So she got caught by the mall police. Did she get brought over to real police or the mall police let her go?
It were two undercover cops, and then since she was underage, they called their parents and they said that someone's gonna call them to do community service hours.
And?
Hello?
And? I'm listening. And
my question was, will this go on his criminal record, and will this affect his asylum case?
I don't know anything about this other than she got caught shoplifting and police brought her to the parents. Okay? Did she see a judge? Did she go to family court? I don't know any more. Is she being charged as an adult? Is she being charged as a juvenile? Not they said. Did she go? I'm listening. Did she go to a court?
They said that this is the first time they will not go to the court.
Okay, so then there's no record. Okay, she got arrested and there was no charges brought against her.
So no criminal record?
Not that I hear. Did she go to a court? Did she see a judge? No.
Okay, so if you don't see a judge, that means no criminal record.
What it means is that you were arrested and they didn't press charges or there was no arrest period.
Okay, so it will not affect the asylum case?
If she doesn't have a criminal record, it should not affect her asylum case based on what I'm hearing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You don't have a criminal record unless you see a judge.
Right.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
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 From life experience or just from Bradshaw Live or both?
Bradshaw Live.
Both.
Actually,
Yonathan's like both.
For me, from Bradshaw Live, because Elias has asked that question on Instagram and YouTube every day for the last week and a half, and he answered it about half the time. So I was really
I thought I heard that before.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you asked that in social media yesterday.
We did, like 3 times this
So
week.
how about if someone, this isn't from life experience, but if they get fingerprinted and get, a mugshot?
That's an arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that means you
So that happens every time you're arrested.
If you get fingerprinted in a mugshot, that's an arrest.
Mhm.
Okay. Now after that, the police may say, "We're going to let you go.
Okay.
We're not going to have any charges pressed against you."
Mhm.
Or you're going to see a judge. You're going to get arraigned, where the judge is going to say, "This is the accusations against you."
Right.
And either I'm going to release you on bail, or I'm going to say you have to pay XYZ in bail, depending on how serious an offense it is. Then that's the start of a criminal case.
Got it.
Okay. Then now you have a criminal case.
Right.
Now, ultimately, if you're found innocent, you were charged with a crime and you were found innocent. If you got arrested but don't see the judge, then you were arrested, no charges were brought against you.
So not on a record.
Right. In this particular case, based on what the guy told me, the cops stopped him and they said, "We're not even bringing this kid down to the police station.
Right.
We're going to drop him off at the parents' house and give him a big scare."
Yeah.
That's not even an arrest.
That's not at all.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Edmund in Ohio. Edmund.
Yeah, hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, and you?
Good. What's going on?
All right, so I have a question. So I entered the U.S. With my green card like in 2014 April, and then I was arrested for false information, for giving like the wrong ID.
Why?
Excuse me?
Why were you giving out wrong ID?
Okay, so I was driving, and then they asked me. It was my first time. They asked me of my ID, and then my insurance was under my friend's name.
All right.
So
sorry. Okay, so you got your
pressure.
okay. All right, I got it. So 2014, you came with your green card. You gave cop a false ID for some insurance reason when you got pulled over by a cop in a car. And what year was this?
It was 2014.
Also, the same year you got to America.
Yeah, like that was my first time.
Okay.
So I really didn't know what. I just gave it to him.
I got it, Edmund. Is that your only time you've ever been arrested?
That is the only time.
Okay. What were you ultimately found guilty of?
Okay, so they took. I went to court, and then I was convicted of disorderly conduct, misdemeanor, and I was put on probation for 1 year.
Where did this happen? Where did this happen?
It just happened last year.
What state?
It's Minnesota.
Okay, I don't know the penal code of Minnesota, but when I hear disorderly conduct, at least in New York, it's a violation. It's not a criminal act. You said disorderly conduct misdemeanor. Maybe in Minnesota it's a misdemeanor, but generally misdemeanors with no jail time is a petty offense. So I would tell you on a general note, because I don't know Minnesota penal law off the top of my head, on a general note, it sounds like you're going to be okay. You want to be 100% certain, have a consultation with me, let me look up Minnesota penal law for you. Okay?
Okay, so they made me pay a fine of $700, and then that was it. So,
then my answer doesn't change. My answer doesn't change. It's the same answer.
Okay.
Okay, so the answer is, it sounds like you're okay. I don't know Minnesota penal law off the top of my head, but it sounds like you either have a violation or a misdemeanor with no jail time, which is generally a petty offense in almost every state. If you want to be certain, I don't know. I would have to look up Minnesota penal law, and I can't do that when I have hundreds and hundreds of people looking at me at this very moment.
Okay, so in case you check Minnesota, and then it let me say like a misdemeanor, like a crime or something, but is disorderly conduct, am I still good to go or something?
If it is not a criminal offense, or it is a one-time petty offense, you're good.
So if it is a criminal offense?
If it is not a criminal offense, or if it is a petty offense, which is the most minimal type of criminal case you could have, conviction you could have. The definition of a petty offense is if the judge wanted to throw the book at you. He said, this is the most horrible misdemeanor I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm going to throw you in jail for more than 1 year. And then it's not a petty offense. If the judge wanted to throw the book at you and say, I'm going to give you the maximum jail time, and on the books, the maximum jail time is like 90 days in jail, that's a petty offense. So that is why I got to look up the law. I can't give you any more of an answer than I am right this very moment.
Okay, I have another question.
Sure.
So he said, if you break the probation, you with this kind of convict, you're gonna go to jail for 6 months, and that is the maximum I can go. And then I passed the probation is 1 year now. It's passed. That's why. So
Edmund, again, as I said, based on what you're telling me, it sounds like it is a petty offense or it's a non-criminal offense. I don't know 100. I'm 95% certain. Okay, it's the best I can give you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hold on if you need help. Hold on if you need help. Because he was going to ask me again the same question. Let's go to Shaw in Dallas, Texas. Shaw.
Hi, Brad. I like your show. I came in 2014 to the state of Texas, and I went to DMV, and for a driver license, they also offered me the voter registration form. I filled it out. I didn't mark that I'm a U.S. citizen.
Right. You filled out voter registration when you had a green card as a citizen. Right.
And I voted like twice. I found out that it's unlawful. I canceled it.
Right.
And so I'm about to apply for my citizenship. What will happen?
Well, they could. Well, one of three things. You could have absolutely not knowingly done anything wrong, and you can be fine. You could have signed something that says, I'm a U.S. citizen, and then you voted as a U.S. citizen in an election, and then you've now made a false claim to U.S. citizenship, and you got a big problem. I don't know. So we gotta see what was done, and the only way is to do a little investigation and figure this all out. So it could be nothing. It could be something very serious, or something in between. I don't have the answer. So I see exactly what you did and what you filled out, and I wouldn't say any more.
Okay, what I filled out.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay. In certain circumstances, when I say you could have a very serious offense, we are not at this moment having an attorney-client privileged conversation.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Sarah in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Sarah.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
What's going on? Sarah.
Oh.
I'm here.
Yeah, hello.
I'm here, Sarah.
Okay. I just have two questions to ask. I filed for VAWA 2017 December, and recently my husband, because we know divorce, got back again talking with me, and I didn't tell him I filed for VAWA, though. So he called me and he asked what the status of my paper is, and that he's willing to file for me again. And as we're talking, I was just watching your show, and I found out that an REF, I think RFE was sent to me. I just saw it online now, so I don't know. I said, let me find out. Is it okay to pull out or proceed with the?
Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, you filed a VAWA case. Okay, and obviously your husband was abusive to you. Whether it reached the level of abuse to get the VAWA case approved, I don't know. Okay, so maybe there was physical abuse, maybe there was extreme emotional abuse.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, but my question to you is, what makes you, and this has nothing to do with immigration, this is more just about you and your life and what you're thinking of doing. What makes you believe that you had all these problems with your husband before, that you had to break up the marriage, that you had to file a VAWA case, he was abusive to you? What makes you believe that if you get back together with him, the same thing won't happen again?
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you properly, just breaking back and forth.
Okay, my question to you is this. You filed an abuse case against your husband. He was obviously
He's an American citizen, yeah.
Wonderful. He was obviously abusive to you. Physically, extreme emotional abuse. You filed this.
Yes.
You kicked him out of the house, or he left the house, or you left the house, whatever the situation is. And now you filed this application. It was bad enough that you filed this application. Now you talk to your husband again, and he says, oh, I'm sorry, it's okay. And you're like, oh, I'm going to bring him back. And my question to you is, and this has nothing to do with immigration, this is about your life and what's going through your head and the decisions you're going to be making in life. And my question to you is, what makes you believe that this man is not going to be abusive to you when you bring him back? What has changed?
Nothing, just his word.
Why would you take him back? You think zebras change their stripes?
No, I won't.
Okay. So what I would suggest you do, okay, is see what this RFE says, have a consultation with me, and let's see if you have a viable case to move forward on the VAWA case. I'm just telling you, listen, you can take him back, okay, and maybe everything will be great. I could be 100% wrong. I have no idea. I'm just telling you, just based on my own life experiences, people are people. Okay, you are who you are. So unless you go to therapy, marriage counseling, anger management, something has to change in this man's life and your life to make something different. Other than that, you're gonna have the same thing happen again. My opinion.
Yes, I just saw a mail today.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So wait for the RFE. Wait for the RFE. See what happens. You know, obviously, you want to talk to the man. Go talk to him. I'm not telling you not to be in love. You're in love with the man. Wonderful. I'm just telling you to think. That's all. All right?
Yes.
Wait
and
for
now I
the
have an RSP.
Okay, I hear you. We're now going back to your immigration. You haven't received it in the mail yet. It'll be in the mail.
No, I haven't.
It will be in the mail in the next few days. When you get it, call my office, set up a consultation, let me read it, and then we'll figure out what to do. All right?
Okay. All right.
Let's go to Joel in Miramar, Florida. Joel.
Yes. Have a problem with my wife. I'm married to her 3 years, but I'm in the USA 4 years. We have a 1-year-old baby together, and she hit me, and then I pressed charge on her, and they take me to immigration. The police take me to immigration, told me that they're going to let me get my paper without her because she was filing for me. So I already did that, but I'm really concerned about the baby. If I drop the case, it will be. If I drop the case, will be okay for get my green card.
How do I know? I don't know anything about your case. And why is it that the police say it's okay for you to get your green card? The police have nothing to do with you getting a green card.
Oh, because they take me to immigration. They said that it is a domestic dispute.
So it's a domestic dispute. That doesn't mean you get a green card. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about what happened. You need a consultation, and then we'll figure it out. So hold on one second, all right? Just because there's a domestic dispute doesn't mean the police bring you to immigration. They're like, oh, yeah, you get a green card. Here you go. No. Wish life was that easy.
Me too.
Meanwhile, today was like Jerry Springer.
Yeah,
it was.
I felt like everybody's getting abused, hit,
People
arrested.
People were calling you Ayanla. You probably don't know who Ayanla is.
No,
You are totally Ayanla, though.
Who's that?
So Oprah basically brought this lady who helps people with their life, and she ended up giving her a show, and now she's a very, very famous person, and it's called Ayanla Fix My Life. So right now it's Brad Fix My Life. That's what people are calling to get you to fix their life.
Oprah, you listening?
I'm saying, Oprah.
All right, so Spar Bernstein, immigration attorney Abadir Barre, and I have previously discussed on the show the Mandamus APA cases we've been putting together for people. I had that discussion with somebody earlier in the show. I said there's 3 options. Do nothing, spin your wheels and contact immigration, file a mandamus. You do that when your case is not moving. Let's watch. On a regular basis, almost daily, we will get a call or a social media question.
Yes.
I filed for asylum 3 years ago. When will I get my interview? I filed for asylum 5 years ago. I still haven't gotten an interview. 7 years ago. And the only thing I can do is look into my magic 8 ball because I have no idea when you're going to get it.
Yeah.
I know one guy who's waiting 10 years.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Your life's in limbo, Abadir. Tell me what you do.
You have to file a lawsuit. As Brad said before, there was processing times. There was an order to things with the Obama administration, the Bush administration. People would file for their asylums, and you could check and say, okay, the wait time for interviews is 1.5 years or 2 years. But now somebody will call, and you can't even tell them anything because he's turned the process on its head. So the only thing you could do is file a lawsuit and challenge the regulation.
Now, in our last episode of Abadir Sues the Government, we talked about pending I-130 visa petitions. People who have had visa petitions pending for a long time.
Right.
And you said file a mandamus.
Yes.
Which is force the government to make a decision.
Yes.
In this particular case, are you also filing a mandamus?
Correct, yes.
It is the same exact thing.
Same suit. It's the same suit, but has an additional claim to it, which is an APA claim, which is Administrative Procedures Act. So that Administrative Procedures Act is a federal statute that mandates all agencies, not just USCIS, but all agencies to follow the regulations and procedures.
So let's start with mandamus, because when you file a lawsuit against the government, a mandamus says it's a federal judge saying to the Immigration Service, make a decision, thumbs up, thumbs down on this case.
Correct.
Okay.
Specifically, it's exactly that, but specifically, a mandamus is an act, and the act is an order from a superior court to an inferior court or agency here, mandating them to fulfill their
obligations.
legal duty specifically.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now the APA claim. So you're saying in a mandamus, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yes.
Okay. That's layman's terms.
Yes, right.
Okay. And in the APA claim, which is the Administrative Procedures Act, you say you got to follow your own rules. You can't.
Yes.
You can't make up rules.
Right.
And then not follow them.
Yes.
Okay. What do you say to somebody? Because this is what's on everybody's minds. It's great.
Yes.
My case is pending a long time. Let's go sue the government. And I say, what are you, out of your mind? I'm not going to go sue the government. They're going to come and deport me. They're going to come and arrest me. Or they're going to screw my case over. What do you say about that?
Actually, what happens more is instead of them being mad at you, it's them putting them on the hot seat and forcing them to properly adjudicate your
Right, because in essence, they now know that you have an attorney that will have a federal judge review everything they do.
Yes.
Including delaying your case.
Yes.
And if they screw with you again, they know they're going back into federal court again.
Correct.
Because they've screwed your case a second time.
Yes.
And a third time.
Right.
So as a matter of fact, my answer to most people is it's the opposite.
Right.
Okay? If you go sue the government, they're not going to screw you over.
Yes.
They're going to do everything by the book.
Yes.
They're not going to make one mistake because they know they're going to get their asses dragged right back into court again.
Yep.
And they don't want that.
No.
So what Donald Trump is doing is he's trying, as a policy, to prevent people from filing asylum cases for two reasons. One, he doesn't want to give people work authorization that otherwise wouldn't be eligible. But also he's trying to make it very difficult for people to be granted asylum. How did you make it difficult for people to be granted asylum? From the moment you file the asylum, you grant them a very fast hearing. So why does that make it difficult? Because it takes time to put together a case. It takes time to develop your evidence. It takes time to send back home to get things. It takes time to get your story down in a credible, thematic, and chronological order. You can't file for asylum and get a hearing in 90 days and think you're going to be ready for it. Or ready with evidence, ready with your story, ready with everything that you need to prove your asylum claim. These are serious things.
Yeah.
So Trump's doing two things. One is he's trying to prevent people from applying, frivolous cases, but also on the real cases, he's trying to make it as hard as possible for anybody to get a case approved.
Yes.
It's like going to trial. Say, Abadir, you know what? We're going to go to trial on this huge, huge case. If it's very, very complicated, you got 60 days to do it.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
And my documents, my vital biographical documents, sometimes my passport,
Right.
my birth certificate, and everything else is back home. My evidence is back home. My witnesses are not around yet.
Right.
And so it's not just to go to trial in 60 days, but everything I need, all the ammunition to go to trial is not with me.
Exactly. A lot of people who would otherwise be eligible for asylum are getting denied.
Right.
Now, what does that do for the people who filed last year, or the year before, or 3 years before, or 5 years before? They wait. They wait longer and longer and longer. What should somebody do if they have an asylum case that's been pending for a while, or they have a loved one or a friend who has an asylum case pending for a while? What do you think they should do?
Call us.
Call us.
And we'll put together a lawsuit, and we'll get you your interview as soon as possible.
All right. So the telephone number for Abadir at Spar Bernstein is the same telephone number to call us on our Bradshaw Live show. 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. It's the number for law offices at Spar Bernstein. It's also the number to call to get your questions answered for free right here on our show. Abadir, wonderful job as always.
Thank you.
As again, prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome. But right now, in the time of Donald Trump, especially now that there's no collusion, okay, you better have good lawyers on your side who are ready to go to bat for you.
Right.
And I'm sitting next to one right now. Abadir, great job. Thank you
so much. Yes.
All right. He means it. You know, the other day he told me a client came in about 5 weeks ago to hire us about a mandamus, and the client was already back with the green card.
That's insane.
I mean, that fast. I mean, it's crazy.
And after
Crazy.
you wait for so long
Long,
to
yeah.
get it
And
that
they're-
fast
right, yeah,
afterwards.
and they're like, what?
Right, no kidding. What magic is this?
Yeah. meanwhile, I do got to remind everybody we do have Instagram accounts.
We do?
You can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. If you follow me and you're part of the Brad Squad, you can send me a DM. I'm happy to chat with you, answer your questions. You can also follow the best 3 minutes of our show courtesy of No Name Cindy, who cuts it up right after and puts it up on. She does a great job. Puts it up on my Instagram account. But you are actually talking to me on @RealBradBernstein. You're not talking to No Name Cindy.
No.
Okay. And you can also wait. I'm not done yet, Julian. Back to me. You can also follow @BradShowLive on Instagram too. If you follow @BradShowLive and @RealBradBernstein, you will have enough of Brad Bernstein to sink a ship. I promise you. There will be enough Brad Bernstein. You'll be like, I can't take this Brad Bernstein anymore.
Can't
right?
do it.
You also follow @Buzz. No, I'm not. Buzz Bernstein. Belgium Kim, Yonathan, Yo Elias. What about you?
You can follow me @Belgium Kim TV.
And you can follow me @Yonathan Elias TV.
All right, we have something we like to call social media check-in. Let's check in on social media, what people have to say around the globe to us here at Bradshaw Live.
That's right. Yo Deep is first, and the reason that Yo Deep is first is because Yo Deep is an official member of the Bradshaw Live Brad Squad, and that means that the first 5 questions that get asked in that group every day get asked first. So Yo Deep is a real one.
All right.
Says, I'm from the Philippines and I've got an approved petition from December 2015. I'm in the unmarried son 21 years or older category. I know it's going to take long, so is it better to cancel the petition and just apply for a tourist visa so I can at least visit my mom who's a U.S. citizen?
You will not get a tourist visa even if you cancel the petition because you've already shown an immigrant intent. So continue waiting. They're up to February 22nd, 2008.
All right, Shernette Chambers, which is our second Brad Squad member who joined the group, and that's why she's getting hers asked second. Now, how soon after a spouse gets a green card through marriage can a petitioner of divorce and marry and file another spouse?
If you got a green card through marriage, you can go get married, you can get divorced and marry anybody you want, but you can't file for that person for 5 years after you got your green card or until you become a citizen.
Prosper would like to know who is in our Brad Squad Spotlight today.
Yeah.
I checked my case status online and it said that my I-290B has been relocated from the Administrative Appeals Office back to the original office that made the previous decision. Then they sent me their decision, or they haven't sent me anything, their decision in the mail, or if they need anything from me. So does that mean that they've sustained the appeal or denied it? I haven't heard.
It means that things are looking good. They would have denied it, you would have just got a denial.
All right, and our next one comes from Shani George saying, I have a 2-year green card and my 90 days are coming up. What do I need to do to renew my green card and how much will it cost? I got it through marriage.
You file an I-751. It costs you $680. I'm very bad with filing fees, but I believe that's what it is. You and your spouse sign the application together 90 days before the expiration of your 2-year green card, and you prove that you still live together with your spouse in a bona fide marriage and share a financial relationship with him or her.
We've got a question from Shanique who said, can someone get medical asylum, and if so, how?
I have no idea what medical asylum is. When you get asylum, you're saying I'm being persecuted because of a social group that I'm a member of. So unless you come from a country and they're persecuting people who have cancer or heart disease, I never heard of such a thing, no such thing as medical asylum.
All right, Elias saying, I got my AOS interview coming up. They asked me to bring an affidavit of support unless already submitted, but I did submit with the application. What do you think I need to do in this case?
Just show up if it's already been submitted.
Rookie Glam has a tough situation. I'm going to try and parse what's going on here. So Rookie Glam is outside the country right now, but needs to appear in court proceedings because of her daughter's assault. She's been to the consulate in her home country seeking a B1, which they denied, and asked her to apply for a 131 for humanitarian reasons at USCIS to enable her to get back into the U.S. with her kids and attend the trial. Her custody lawyer had already written to USCIS asking them to grant her the visa for travel for the hearing, and the children had to remain in Frederick County because of the case. And I've never done anything with an I-131, so nothing came of it. What do I do? How can I do this?
Okay, you have to, the embassy is correct. You're not going to get a tourist visa to attend a criminal trial. If you need to come for a legal proceeding, you do have to file for humanitarian parole with USCIS. We can obviously assist you doing it.
All right, Aisha is saying, my sister lives in Atlanta with her husband but came to the U.S. before her husband. Her husband came in 2017 with his green card, and a month after they got married, and the sister does not have the papers. She came in the U.S. with a student visa. Now the visa is expired, but her husband applied for her 1 month before the visa expired. And now that was the second month or 2 months in. Oh, that was 2 months into the marriage, and the immigration approved their case. But sent the case to NBC. They want my sister to go back to Africa to get the visa and come back. So
why don't you just adjust your status here?
Okay.
They're doing everything wrong. And it sounds like you may need a waiver because the marriage happened within the first 90 days.
Within the first 90 days. That's what I was
do
thinking.
everything here. You'll get stuck in Africa.
Christy said someone who was previously deported, could they get approved for a work visa if the company is requesting it?
Doubtful.
Kiki saying my
well,
niece...
let me expand. Should I expand on that?
I was waiting for you to, but
you jumped to Kiki, but
no, it took a while. I was waiting.
Doubtful, because you've been ordered deported, so you would need a non-immigrant waiver, and you would have to show that it is in the United States' interest to have you back. So unless you're working on like the equivalent of the Manhattan Project, which was the atomic bomb project in World War II, I don't think whatever your employer is hiring you to do is in the national interest of the United States. It's most likely going to be denied.
All right, Kiki is saying my niece is 19 and she recently got married to her husband. He's also 19 and is an American citizen. Will their age be a problem if he went ahead to file for her now they're both in college?
It's not a problem. I mean, you're legally married, you live together. They may need an affidavit of support from somebody else.
Andrea, I started saying Andrea and was going to finish it with Andrea, and those are two different names. Sorry. My friend is a U.S. citizen and did an adjustment of status for his wife in February of 2018. They still haven't gotten an interview date. It's been well over a year now. What do you recommend they do?
I recommend you rewind the show about 10 minutes and watch Abadir Sues the Government.
Absolutely.
Mauricio wants to know, can I safely travel on my advanced parole card?
Yes.
D. Bean said, my husband and I filed our taxes jointly, but me as a dependent. Is that going to create a problem when the time comes for my green card? I have to go to Barbados to get it.
You are not filing jointly. He's filing either head of household or some other way, because then you wouldn't be a dependent. If you're filing jointly, you're filing jointly. So you're not filing jointly. You screwed up your taxes somewhere.
All right, Jana Kane saying, my husband is a U.S. citizen, filed the I-130 for me December 31st, 2018, and I filed my AOS on March 11th, 2019, without including the affidavit of support. Can I wait until the interview or the day of? What to do?
You wait until they tell you to bring the affidavit of support or show up with it at the interview.
Tony said, I entered the U.S. with a tourist visa when I was 16 years old and overstayed my visa. Now I'm 33 and married. My mom just became a U.S. citizen and I'd like to adjust my status. What can I do?
Is your wife a U.S. citizen? Let her file the adjustment. If your wife is not a U.S. citizen and is not a resident, your mom needs to file for you and you're waiting 15 years. So we got to need a little more information from Tony.
I'm going to see if you can understand this, all right? Segun saying, I need to ask which one of the USCIS deny is hard, I-130 or I-485?
Which one is hard?
Yes.
What do you mean which one is hard?
That's what I was going to see if you could understand.
I feel like they're asking which one is USCIS more likely to deny, but I don't know if that's...
Those are two separate things. Yeah. The I-130 is the relationship between you and the petitioner. And the I-485 is, are you eligible ultimately for a green card? Those are two separate issues.
Yeah.
Changed name says, my husband and I are currently living with his grandmother, so none of the bills are in our name yet. We are saving up to buy a house, though. How do we prove our marriage is bona fide with other evidence other than a lease or utilities that we don't have?
Well, you have credit cards, you have bank accounts, you're commingling your funds. There's lots of ways to do it.
All right, Vanish Beckford saying, my stepdaughter's I-130 approved from January until now. We haven't heard anything. We've reached out to USOs.
USCIS.
Okay. For a search, all they found was that it's been approved, NVC, no record.
Well,
what should we do?
Then you need to file an I-824 to transfer the file from USCIS to National Visa Center.
Scarlet Knight said if someone has a...
Is it I-24 or I-64? I'm confused now between all the I-8s. One is the affidavit of support and one is the transfer. Having a senior moment.
Is the I-864
is the affidavit of support. I just had a senior moment.
Yes.
The I-824 is to transfer the file.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Scarlet Knight said if someone has an expired CR1 that was expired in 2018, are they automatically out of status, and does that make them deportable? When does ICE start scooping them up to send them back where they came from?
Well, if you have a CR1 and you didn't file to remove the conditions, you are out of status, and most likely the person was put in removal. And if they didn't show up to a removal hearing, they were ordered deported in absentia. And yeah, ICE can scoop them up any day. Gotta ask Donald Trump.
Yeah. All right. Mrs. Sani saying, just a quick question. Social media has a lot of Nigerian news with Nigerians being denied to the USA, but he works in Kuwait. Is Kuwait and Nigeria on a slow processing for the I-130?
Yes. It's on Donald Trump's favorite countries list.
Yeah. New viewer Darian Nieto is asking on YouTube, I've got DACA and it expires in November of 2020. I have 245I and I'm married to a citizen. Should I do my green card process now or just keep renewing DACA? You rock, dude!
You rock too, and file your adjustment and get your green card, because who knows how long DACA is going to be.
And also, with DACA and 245I and being married to a citizen, how do you think that's going to make my case look?
Looks like as long as you're in a bona fide marriage, wonderful. Beautiful case.
Perfect.
Ooh, beautiful case.
Darian just needed some validation.
Yes. Yeah, it's a beautiful case. Don't worry.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Never seen a more beautiful case.
Beautiful. All right. Enter that case into a beauty pageant. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
All right. Last one for now.
Okay.
Alicia is saying, hey, Brad, came here in September 2017, married March 2018, wrote on my application that we started living together December 2017. That's when I started staying with him. Will it be a problem that we were living too soon after arriving?
No. It's only a problem if you get married.
Yeah.
Okay. So meanwhile, on July 14th, which was just around a couple days ago, it was Bastille Day.
Yeah.
The holiday commemorates the anniversary of the storming of the Bastille on July 14th, 1789, during the French Revolution. Revolutionaries fought against the monarchy and its abuse of power.
Yep.
They brought the king and Marie Antoinette to the guillotine.
Yes.
Chopped their heads off.
Yes, they did.
Right.
All of that.
What?
All of that.
All of that. Right. And I guess that's what, Les Miserables.
Yeah.
Right? One of my favorite Broadway shows.
Is it
right
really?
Before, yes, it really is. Well, Bastille Day festivities occur all over the world, and Belgium Kim, being a little French.
Speaking of French and being of a country besides,
close enough.
We're doing it.
The closest person French here.
100%.
Right? Went to a fete, which is a party.
A fete.
A fete. A party.
A party.
On East 60th Street in Manhattan. Let's watch.
Bonjour, Brad Squad. It's Belgium Kim, and today I'm celebrating the French National Independence Day right here on the Upper East Side in New York City at Bastille Day on 60th. Bastille Day commemorates the storming of the Bastille on July 14th, 1789, and is considered the birth of the modern French nation. And it's also considered a turning point in the revolution, and every year is celebrated by the oldest annual military parade in Europe as tanks and soldiers march down the Champs-Élysées in Paris as President Emmanuel Macron watches on. I'm going to be taking you inside this wonderful Bastille on 60th, which is organized by the Alliance Française French Alliance right here in New York City, and they've teamed up with over 40 vendors of the best food, fashion, beauty, and culture that France has to offer and that New York City has to offer right here on Bastille Day. Check it out. Hey, Brad Squad, I am here with Karine from the Alliance Française. Hello, Karine.
Hi, bonjour, bienvenue.
So, Karine, tell me a little bit what you do for the French Institute Alliance Française and how this Bastille on 60th came to be.
Sure. So for the French Institute Alliance Française, known as FIAF, I am the director of special events, so that includes the Bastille Day. And it has been a tradition at FIAF for more than 20 years now.
What is something that you are most excited about when you organize Bastille Day on 60th?
I'm really emotive.
Yeah.
When I see all the American people celebrating France.
There's a ton.
I mean, we have like 40,000 people coming.
Yeah. 40,000?
40.
Wow.
So it's a lot. Yes, that's great.
Who is Bastille Day for?
Well, in fact, it's for all the lovers of French culture, French music, French food, French art de vivre and joie de vivre.
Yeah.
So basically in New York, it's everybody because, you know, it's like a melting pot with a lot of different people.
What exactly are you hoping comes out of this celebration today?
That people have fun, enjoy the day, and just come back home and say, oh, I really enjoyed the FIAF Bastille on 6th Street and I had fun.
Amazing. So what is your immigration story, Karine?
My immigration story, we moved here 4 years ago with all my family, my husband and 2 boys.
Okay.
And we moved from London.
Okay.
So we're like moving from Paris to London to here.
That's better.
Yes, and we love New York. So we have fun. We love our life here. So that's great.
What do you miss most about home?
Oh, French food. So I'm happy today. And my family, of course, and friends who live there, and I don't see them as often as I would like.
Hey, Brad Squad, I am here with the wonderful Yolette. Hello.
Bonsoir.
So, Yolette, what are you doing here at Bastille Day today?
Oh, chaque année, every year I come to Bastille Day because this is a celebration of the French.
Why is it important to celebrate Bastille Day?
You know, I was born in Haiti, right? The French colonized us. I used to live in Paris, work in Paris, and I love it. I like the French culture.
Bastille Day is about revolutionaries and standing up for what you believe in.
Yeah.
What lessons can Americans glean from the Bastille Day tradition?
Oh, Bastille Day tradition is when I think the people came out on the street. When they don't agree with the government, they just take off the street. Oh God, you can look at the yellow jackets. This is what's happening right now in France. This is what's going on.
Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us. I've got just a couple of quick questions for you. What's been your favorite part of Bastille on 60th today so far?
The food. The food is very interesting. It all looks really good. I haven't had any yet, but I'm excited to try some. So, hands down the food and trying to pick out French words that I learned in high school.
How's it going so far?
Not well.
Not well. What are we most excited to eat?
The crepes look really good.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down the crepes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How do you guys typically celebrate Bastille Day?
I have not. This is my first time going to any type of thing for it. So, yeah, this is very exciting, very awesome.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
it. Try to come to the festival, eat a croissant.
Yes. Absolutely. That's a great call. Okay, ladies, I gotta ask, what is you or your family's immigration story?
Oh, she knows more than I do. My grandmother is from Greece, came here shortly after World War II. Yeah. Yeah, we're sisters.
We're sisters. We have the same immigration story. Leo, Brad, how do you guys feel about Bastille Day on 60th? Have you guys enjoyed any crepe? If you're doing nothing, okay, bye. In France, no one calls it Bastille Day. That's just for us English speakers. In France, it's actually La Fête Nationale, which translates to the National Day, or Le 14 Juillet, which means July 14th, which is the day of the National Independence Day. Vive la Révolution! Bonjour, Brad Squad. I am here with Claire. Claire, tell me a little bit about your business.
Hello, so my name is Claire. I'm running French Wink, FrenchWink.com. It's a company who represents a lot of French brands. So everything you can see on this side, the 5 booths ahead, are French Wink brands and products. So
wow, so what inspired you to create this company?
To get more friends in US, obviously. So I moved here 8 years ago, and I wanted to help French brands to get more visibility in the US.
What kinds of challenges have you seen as an immigrant running a very large business in this country?
Help our clients who are the French based in France to understand the US market, because it's very tough to understand everything.
Yeah.
Even for us, to understand the law, to understand how to create a company, the visa. It's a little nightmare, but we did it, and now we're here, so it's okay.
That's awesome. What kind of advice do you have for anyone trying to immigrate to the United States and start a business even?
Yeah, to really get well informed before coming, because you can have very bad surprises on site. So you need to be prepared. Obviously, above all, if you have a family, I have 3 kids, so you need to understand how the country is working for childcare or for the health insurance before coming. And in France we are very helped. Yeah. And here, absolutely not. So it was a big surprise when we came. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
And how have you been able to kind of overcome that and work through those obstacles?
Work.
The immigrant way in this country.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Brad Squad, I think I found the cutest family at Bastille Day. Would you guys introduce yourselves?
We are. I'm now and Yuka and she is Moko.
Hello, everybody. Nice. Are you guys visiting today?
No, we are living in New Jersey right now.
Oh, nice. How long have you guys been there?
This is second summer in New York, and yes, and the first time come to see this event.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. Moko is going to be a celebrity in the U.S. Let me tell you. What kind of dog is Moko?
Poodle.
God, the cutest poodle in the world. I may take Moko with me. Is that okay? Can I just take Moko with me? All right, Brad Squad, we took you inside the 3 city blocks that were the Bastille Day on 60th Street celebration. We talked to some amazing vendors, showed you the delicious crepes, and enlightened you about why this festival is so important to the Upper East Side community. Until next time, Brad Squad, this was an absolute blast. Vive la Révolution! See ya!
Okay, oui! Belgium Kim.
Très bien, Bradford.
Oh, oui. That's all I know.
Ton français est magnifique, Bradford. Tu parles très bien, en fait.
Oui.
On de trois!
Oh mon Dieu!
On de trois!
Parlez-vous français?
On de trois! That's my luggage code. I just changed it. On de trois.
How do you say zero?
Zéro.
On de trois. On de trois.
Mon Dieu, en fait, c'est 3 francophones ici. There are 3 francophones on this show, not just one.
All right, Julian, put trois. 3 minutos. Minutes. 3 minutes. I was doing French and Spanish. I was doing French and Spanish here. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Where's the 3 minutes?
We need 3 minutes.
3 minutes. 3. There we go.
3.
All right, you ready? We're going to do how many questions in 3 minutes? 16. 16 questions, 3 minutes. Let's go.
Oluwo said, how long does it take to get your green card after the case is being reviewed?
At least 120 days after that, file a mandamus.
Sebastian, I got an American friend who filed for his brother who lives in the U.S. from Liberia. They came as a baby. He filed the I-130 by itself without the without the I-485. Can he still file the I-485 after some years?
If he has a legal entry, yes.
Sweetness says, I got my interview date, but I didn't receive my work permit. What kind of proof do I need to bring to my interview since I don't have a social security card to get certain things in my name?
Well, you got to prove you live together and have a financial relationship. We got to figure it out.
Jacqueline says, I need to know if I'm eligible if my grandpa was a national and my mother is a citizen when I was a child and under her custody lived here.
Only if you had a green card, unless your mother was a citizen before you were born.
Alessia said, on my visa application in 2014, I was with another guy, so I wrote his name as a common law on my application. Then we broke up after a year. Do you still think they're going to ask anything about this?
Yeah, sounds like a misrepresentation if you weren't married.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Denise saying, I don't understand the visa bulletins, don't know which date I should go by. What's the difference between final action dates for family-sponsored preference cases and dates for filing family-sponsored visa application?
Final actions for U.S. Embassy. The other one is for adjustment of status.
Roxanne said, I came on an F1 visa. I have a social security number, so I worked for myself doing hairdressing, and I paid taxes with my spouse's joint taxes. Should it be on my employment history when filing my papers?
Yes.
Jacob says, I've been in 11 years in the USA, never left. I leave with my advanced parole. Is it going to be a problem on my I-360?
If you came back on advanced parole, it's not a problem.
Tamika said, how long is the wait time for the I-45 interview in New York? The documents were received in July of 2018. I already have my work permit and SSN.
Should be happening any moment.
Amanda says, I have a friend who's currently in the U.S. on a B1, B2 visa. A union job wants to hire him, and they gave him a letter of intent. How does he go about getting the work permit or something that will allow him to work legally?
There's no work permit for union.
Is the I-765 the way to go?
Yes, but you have to be qualified for it. It has nothing to do with a union.
Arlene said, can you say what month is USCIS working for the I-751? My question is, I'm waiting.
Over 18 months.
Derek saying, new subscriber here, great show. I'm considering I-90 online to renew my 4-month expired 10-year green card. I owe MBA. Will that affect my card renewal or when I'm filing for citizenship?
You renew your green card, it's no problem.
Also have not filed for 2 years of taxes.
It's still not a problem renewing your green card.
Marie said, my husband is filing for my son, which is his father, and he's a U.S. citizen, but not a part of his life. Is that going to interfere with the filing?
The son is filing for the father, but not part of his life? Yeah, you got to prove you have a bona fide child-parent relationship.
Father is filing for son.
Still got to prove it's a bona fide parent-child relationship.
Tonette saying, do you have to pay money for overstaying your visitor's visa? Just say yes or no.
Yes or no, Brad, we got this.
Yes.
Dawn said, a friend was followed by her dad in 2008, and her dad refused to do it. What can she do? Damn it, Brad!
We could have got 2. Those are yes or no.
We had it.
First of all, okay, Jenny counted wrong because Yonathan asked me like 2 questions from one person.
We never count those as 2.
Those are 2 questions. The man asked 2 questions.
No.
It would not say we're going to take 16 people.
No.
We're going to take 16 questions.
No.
So I believe that's not fair. Jill says I didn't make it.
She's right. Because even if they had, we would have gotten to 15, and I could have gotten number 16 out. But instead, you were busy ducking under the table. At 10 seconds, you don't need 10 seconds to duck.
I'm a chicken! I saw Bob and I ran!
Man.
All right, comments of the day.
All right, our very first one coming from Rog J after watching Bastille Day. He was feeling real French like Madeline because he likes the music.
That's the first positive thing the man ever said on our show. He gets comment of the day just because he said something positive.
And he followed it up with a second one,
yes.
which was, the French accent is lovely. So thank you, positive Rog J. We like this.
Were you being sarcastic?
I don't know, but it was the first positive thing the man's ever said about our show ever.
That's true. We were having a debate on whether or not it was sarcasm. Tell us in the comments whether or not you were being sarcastic.
Yeah, I want to know. All right, our second comment of the day comes from Melissa Minot saying, watching from the closet, I'm your secret stalker. Squat up.
Whoa. Really watching from the closet.
The secret stalker.
Ooh, okay.
Let me tell you, I've met Millicent in our waiting room, and she's told me I never come out of the comment closet.
That's okay, but
she did
today.
She did today.
Right.
Yes.
We've got our next one from Darian Nieto, who said, I just found this channel today, and I literally binged a bunch of episodes, and I subbed, dudes.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow,
Yeah.
started to binge Brad show live. Wow, I never thought I would be a bingeable show.
You're binge-worthy.
Yes, I'm
You are
binge-worthy.
binge-worthy.
Yes.
We get binged.
Wow, they binged the show.
Yeah.
I like
all
that.
right.
That makes me feel good.
By the way, Roger says no sarcasm. He really liked it.
You shut somebody up over here.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
I like the binging comment.
Right.
You're binging Brad show live. I mean, you're a fan.
That's when you know it's
Yes.
the real deal.
Yes. All right, we have one from Julian. Julian, talking about your schmooze today.
Yes.
Brad, you ran it out like Usain Bolt.
I did. I wanted to make sure we got a lot of immigration
And
questions.
we did.
Right.
So good job.
Right.
We did.
Right. Depends on what day. How sometimes the schmoozes will be longer than others.
Yeah.
Today we said we're going to run through it fast,
Yeah.
like Usain Bolt, so we can get to a lot of questions.
And that's exactly what
Right.
you did. Jussa Kalimi said, on this show, Brad wears the hats of immigration lawyer, parentheses, bestest,
Thank you.
dear pastor,
Thank you.
Dr. Maury,
Thank you.
Dr. Phil, and so many more. Basically, Brad is the GOAT, greatest of all time.
Wow.
Here's my hat.
Here's
Wow.
the hat. With
That's
all
the hat for
coming.
everything.
Yep.
That's the hat.
That's the hat.
Came
Dump
out.
everything out.
I dumped
to put
everything
it
in
on
that
his
hat
head.
just so I could put it on my head.
Did you hear all the coins?
That's right. This hat, 2 seconds ago, was basically a bin of junk.
Yeah, it had batteries.
I don't know why I put this on my head. It's so dirty. Someone's got to clean that hat. All right, what else?
All right, we have one from Angela Balat saying, I'm not a Days of Our Lives girl, but yes, I am a Brad Squad girl. Best show, keep you up to
All
date,
right,
and most
thank
of all, you.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Not yet.
Most of all, you meet lovely and friendly squads. Best of all. That's amazing.
We do have a really great. Don't we have a really great squad?
We do.
I mean, everybody's so positive and nice. And supports each other. It's really nice.
Yes.
It really makes the show.
It's a beautiful
It really
community.
does.
I actually look forward to coming to talk. And,
No, but it's
to
like
do a
I mean,
show. Yeah.
what show has these viewers that are so positive and support each other and they become friends? I love it.
This is very true.
I'm friends with some of them on Facebook, and they comment on each other's stuff,
Yeah,
gassing
yeah,
each other up all
I
day
love it.
long. I love this community.
You've created a family. For
Yeah,
sure.
you have.
I did. Okay, thank you.
That's that. That was the last one we had.
Yeah.
Brad.
Oh, I thought that was
No,
it.
that
Oh.
was it. That was our last one.
All right, so tomorrow, please make sure you subscribe to Facebook. Please make sure you subscribe to YouTube because we're going to pop up sometime between 12 and 6 for an hour or so for Pop-Up Fridays over the summer. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What are you doing?